Thank you for joining us on the program Beyond 100 Days. We are taking a short break from our coverage of the U.S. election to focus on matters back here at home. With just 9 days to the highly anticipated Ondo State governorship election on November 16th, our focus today is on the Sunshine State. As the people of Ondo State prepare to head to the polls, we'll be discussing the key issues, contenders, and expectations. But just before that, the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru, has led service chiefs and the Inspector General of Police to commiserate with the family of the deceased Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, at the Flagstaff House, Abuja, the official residence of the Chief of Army Staff. Stephen Essien has more in this report.
The Minister of Defense leads service chiefs and the Inspector General of Police to the Flagstaff House, Abuja, the official residence of the Chief of Army Staff. They commiserate with the family of the deceased Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, whose death was announced on Wednesday. It's a big loss for the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian military, and indeed the country. But the military authorities say that despite the loss, they would not be deterred in carrying out their role. At the Defense Headquarters, the Director of Defense Media Operations affirms the commitment of the military to perform its role despite the passing of the Chief of Army Staff.
I know clearly that citizens understand that we are fighting a war against terrorists and insurgents. In this war, we must also understand that in spite of our loss, and a great loss in these circumstances, we have no option but to continue fighting these terrorists.
He also provides updates on military operations across the country and the discovery of a new terror group operating in Kebbi and Sokoto states.
It is indeed the first attempt of the Sahelian jihadists to have a foothold in our country. They were kept at bay all this while when we had joint cross-border operations with the Republic of Niger. However, when the coup took place in Niger, they took advantage of the breakdown in cooperation between both countries, which has now been restored. We know exactly where they are.
Reports indicate that Lakurawa terror group affiliated to Islamic State in the Sahel has been forcibly collecting cows from locals in return for protection against bandits. Stephen Essien, TVC News, Abuja.